Have you ever had one of those nights that's just so unbelievably insane that it almost doesn't seem real? Well, I had one of those nights last night. And here's the story. So I was finally getting back out into town. I wasn't feeling so well over the past couple weeks, but I was starting to feel good and I was going out into town. Now, in the Sacred Valley, they do have something going on right now called Carnival. It's not exclusive to the area, it happens everywhere, but they celebrate it a little bit different. But that wasn't really what was on my mind. Because I wasn't feeling well, I haven't been able to eat much food, so I was pretty hungry. So the sun was starting to go down. I decided to set out into the town to go get food. And I was walking down the main street, and as I was walking down the main street, it dawned on me. It is carnival. And it wasn't because I was just walking and I just remembered. It's because I got covered in shaving cream. So to on Carnival, the way that the Peruvians celebrate is they fill water balloons up with mud and they fill up buckets with soap water and throw shaving cream. And pretty much whenever you walk outside during Carnival, you are at risk. But this wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't that crazy. It dawned on me as the water splashed in my face that it was Carnival, but not a huge deal. It's how they celebrate whatever. I head into town. I go to my favorite restaurant to get food. So I'm walking around, kind of getting into the festivities, dodging a balloon here, ducking some shaving cream there. And, I finally get to this place. I place my order, and so far, it's a normal night, besides the immense amount of shaving cream that's kind of filled in the streets. But then I go around the corner from my favorite restaurant. The entire road itself was like turned up upon itself. I walked the road yesterday, and the entire thing, it looked like a dynamite stick had gone off, and it was just everywhere in the street. You couldn't really cross. You had to find like good spots to cross. It was pretty nuts. So I was going to look for a tuk-tuk, a moto, and at this point, there's no road there, so I'm not finding a moto there. But as soon as I come around the corner, it starts to rain. Like, it's almost like the heavens ordained it to rain, and all of a sudden, like out of nowhere in the desert, it's rainy season, but out of nowhere, it just starts raining and raining, and it's not like a little rain. It's like it's pouring, which is weird. As I am leaving the city, the city proper, there's an event space that everyone kind of congregates to do things. So in my mind, I was like, I'm going to avoid this place at all costs, because if there's anywhere I'm going to get jumped with water balloons and shaving cream, it is there. But I'm looking in the streets, it's raining. I go to find a moto, a tuk-tuk, and I finally find one. One thing you should know, I wasn't paying close attention once I got in the moto. I should tell you also, the driver wasn't an older gentleman. This kid was like, I just got my driver's license young, like 16, maybe 15. This kid just got the ability to drive his moto from his parents. So we're in this moto. All of a sudden, I look up, and where am I? You can take a quite good guess, I assume. I am right outside of Carnival. I don't think, maybe this kid was too new to the road. Maybe he had never driven on a Carnival night before. Your worst enemy on days that they're celebrating Carnival is speed bumps, because you, as a driver, have to slow down at the speed bump. And what does that mean for people who are throwing water balloons? You are a much easier target. You're not moving as fast. It's much easier to bang, hit you. Water balloons aren't a big deal for cars. However, in this moto, as we were going over the speed bump, I looked up, and all of a sudden, I see police, and then, boom, just like this loud smash. Actually, it sounded like a gunshot had gone off, and the guy was like stunned and slumped back. I thought he had been shot. I was starting to freak out. I then see that he's still slumped back, but it looks like he's breathing. So I kind of look underneath, and I'm like, "Estás bien? Are you okay?" And he was like, uh-huh. And then the police officers immediately swarmed the moto. They pulled him off to the side. This kid looked terrified. And as they pull him off to the side, they're like, yo, you got to clean your windshield. And he's like, my windshield's broken. They're like, no, you have to smash the glass out so it's safe for you to drive. And I was sitting in the back seat thinking, this kid just got a rock thrown at his windshield, and you guys are upset at him for not immediately breaking the glass out of the windshield so he can drive safer. They did nothing about the person who threw the rock. Honestly, I didn't even see who threw the rock. So then the cops made us, me and my partner, get out of the tuk-tuk, and I was like, oh no, someone threw a rock at them, they're throwing a rock at me. So I took my partner by the hand. I had her pay him just the full ride fee for what we were going to be paid to go the full distance, and we booked it. Both of us were like just dumbfounded looks on our face. Like, did that really just happen? This is not an average night here in Peru. There's very little crime here, which is also why we were very much like, what the actual heck happened? Anyway, if you enjoyed my crazy stories of my travels and living in Peru and other places that I've been, right up here, I'm going to put a video you can check out. Otherwise, right down here, it's going to be a little bubble. If you click on that, it'll mean none of my cars in the future get a rock in their windshield. I'll see you guys soon.